volume just a little bit.
How about now?
That's much better.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Please give me feedback, and there is a lot that I need to improve. I'm all about improvement, and if I can't improve myself, I can't improve anything really. Okay, so it all
Yeah.
starts from me. Okay, if it's meant to be,
Yeah.
it starts from me, right? So,
Sure.
this is Cyrus. I have the pleasure of representing Whisperboy UK, and I've got the pleasure of presenting Esther Wengari from Kenya, and also I've got the pleasure of introducing Sharon Byrne from the New York State in the United States. Welcome, guys. How are you, Sharon?
I'm well, Cyrus. Thank you. Thank you. How are you?
I feel absolutely great. My camera let me down today. I mean, yesterday, but I need to get a camera, and then I'll feel much better. So, Esther, how are you today?
I'm fine, Cyrus. How are you?
Not bad, thank you. What's the weather like in Kenya, Esther?
Cool.
Okay.
We're
What's
not
the
in
weather like
winter.
in New York?
It's hot. It's really hot. So,
Oh,
but it's
you
also a
guys,
little. It's also really windy. So,
you guys are enjoying yourself in terms of temperature and stuff, right?
yeah.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes, you are.
Excellent. Now, Esther, you wanted to start. Let's start. Please go ahead, Esther.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. From my end is an evening. I don't know, Sharon is still afternoon. Welcome, Evelyn. This is our first episode on podcasting and branding, and because time is already we still have we are still on time. I'm going to invite Cyrus to take us through our first episode, and I hope you enjoy. In case of any question, you can keep it either towards the end of the session, or if you get a chance, you can always ask in the middle. So over to you, Cyrus. Welcome,
Thank
and
you, love.
let's all
Thank you
enjoy.
so much. Thank you. We're going to have a Q&A at the end. Whoever comes to my training classes, right? Whoever comes to my training, there's two things guaranteed, right? You guys will learn how to brand effectively. You guys will also learn how to be an effective podcaster. Then I thought maybe that is not enough. So I thought maybe I need to bring an author to the room. I brought Sharon. Then I thought maybe I need to bring some effective podcaster to the room. I brought Esther. Then if you're a podcaster, you will learn how to be an author. If you're an author, you will learn how to be a broadcaster. And no matter what you represent yourself as, whatever you identify as, you will learn how to brand effectively. That's my promise to you guys, right? So, as you can see, these classes, at least the initial classes, are free of charge, and we haven't decided on charging people yet. So it's promotional, and we're gonna go as we are, with a massive smile on our faces. Can I get some smiles on the screen? Yeah, that's more like an. Evelyn, thank you so much for joining the room as well. So let's start. Who needs podcasting? For the longest time, I always thought maybe I don't need podcasting. Then I struggled to sell, and then I thought maybe I'm doing it wrong. Then I learned the fact that perhaps I need to learn from history. Then I heard about the Trojan horse. I'm almost sure you all know about the Trojan horse. The Greek people wanted to capture city of Troy. They couldn't. They could not, because it was impenetrable. They couldn't penetrate that castle. What they did was they pretended they gave up, and then they left a massive horse on the beaches of that city, and then they left. That evening, the Trojan soldiers came out of the castle, and they were celebrating. They thought, oh no, the Greek have given up, they left. Or maybe this horse they have left us. The horse was as big as a building, right? Maybe this horse they left us, it looks like a statue. Maybe they left it as a sign of respect. They took the horse inside the castle. At night time, the soldiers came out of that horse. The Greek soldiers were hiding inside that massive horse. They came out, and then they burned the castle down, and they got the city. So let's take this further. Let's bring it into podcasting, right? So in terms of podcasting, when it comes to sale, we always try to sell something to some people, right? So that's the purpose of every service. That's the purpose of every product. So everyone struggles to do sales. Almost everyone hates selling. Nobody likes selling, right? So when you talk about selling, that smile is wiped off people's faces, right? They don't like it when you talk about selling. People don't like it. People just want to pocket the money. They just want to get the money and put it in their pocket, but they forget about that bit where sales needs to happen. You need to so from the moment you wake up till the moment you go bed, you try to sell something to somebody. It could be an idea. Maybe you're trying to sell the idea of doing shoelaces, like tying shoelaces to your child. That your child is refusing to get ready to go to school in the morning. You just sell them the idea. Come on, let's do your shoelaces. Let's go to school. It's going to be fun. When you came back, we're going to go to the park, etc., etc. You're selling something to somebody. Like you tell your husband, you tell your partner, let's go and get our kid from school, right? And after that, we're going to go to the cinema. Then once you finish watching the movie, you're going to tell your husband and tell your child, okay, I've done a lot for you guys. Now, let's do something for me, right? Let's make me happy. So let's go back home and clean the house, right? And I've done a lot for you guys. Okay, now it's your turn to do something for me. So we are always trying to sell something to somebody, right? Oh, you like me, don't you? Yes, I do. Okay, so perhaps you like to buy my book. That's when things get a bit difficult, right? People hate being sold to. People love to buy, but they hate being sold to. They don't like the idea, oh, somebody sold something to me. I don't like it. The fear of loss and the fear of losing out, or fear of losing something, fear of regret is worse than regret itself, right? So we always try to avoid regret. We don't buy, let's say, we don't buy Esther's book because we're not sure if Esther's book is going to help me. Or perhaps if Esther sells it correctly to me, I will buy Esther's book. What if Esther uses a podcast and just drops a hint in the podcast and says, all right, guys, I've written a book with the help of Sharon Byrne, and that's a beautiful book. It helps you avoid burnout. And then my spidey senses are going to go, oh, hang on a minute. These two have written something nice. This is going to help me. Because I'm always asking, as a customer, I'm always asking this question. How is that going to help me? What's in it for me? WIFM, or as some people call it, WIFM, right? WIFM. What's in it for me? You ask it. You people on the screen right now, you always ask it before you buy something. Don't tell me you don't, because you do. So when you want to buy something, when you want to purchase something, make a purchase, you always ask yourself, what's in it for me? Otherwise, if you can't answer that question, if your brain can't find the answer, you will not make that purchase, I promise you, right? So this is the why. This is the reason why you put that Trojan horse and leave. So you create that podcast episode and leave it there. And people are going to be listening to it for eternity. For as long as it is online, people will listen to it, right? You're not trying to sell anything to anybody. You just drop a hint. You just talk about the book. You just tell people, oh, I wrote this book and it's lovely. Okay, guys, if you want it, you can buy it. Right? And then it's numbers game, isn't it? 100 people listen to it, 20 people out of 100 like it and they purchase it, 80 people don't like it. So what? Right? SW, 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 SW. So what does that mean? Some will, some won't. So what? Somebody else is waiting. SW, 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 right? So when you yeah, it's true, isn't it? So when you create your episode, you upload it, and some will, some won't. So what? Somebody else is waiting. And please do not worry about people liking it or not liking it. I have a lot of podcasters approaching me asking for help, and they keep telling me, "Oh, I have created a podcast episode, but there's always a but, isn't there? Because they're not confident the episode will be effective. Your episode will be effective if you try your best, try your hardest, and then step aside. Let Mother Nature take its course." Right? Do we agree, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let Mother Nature take its course. You have tried your best. Your best episode is always your next one. Trust me. Your best episode is always the one that you haven't created yet. Okay? Keep that in mind, please. Your best episode is the one you have not created yet. And that is the one that is going to bring you $1 million in. Why am I saying that? It's because whenever you make a new episode, let's say your 11th episode, right? It's the aggregate of the other 10 episodes that you already made, isn't it? Because in the last 10 episodes, you have learned a few stuff. And now it's time for you to create the 11th episode. Right? Now, let me tell you about something called PODFADE, pod fade. Pod like a podcast, fade like something that fades into oblivion. I don't know. Fading, FADE, fade. When audio fades, right? Or when your screen fades into black, or your something fades into something else. Why do they call it fade? Why do they call it pod fade? Statistically, people normally after the 7th to 8th episode they stop creating podcast episodes, because after the 7th episode, some people expect, how come I'm not as famous as Joe Rogan yet? I want to be as famous as Joe Rogan. I want to be NPR. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't expect yourself to exceed those people who've been in the industry for 15 to 20 years, right? Or perhaps longer. You have to give yourself some time. A podcaster or an author always plays the long game. Always plays the long game. So when you're in in this industry and you are writing, you're always playing the long game. And there's always this potential and possibility. Someone will pick up one of your scripts and turns it into a movie. Someone who's got a lot of influence and has a lot of fame and has a lot of following will mention you somewhere. Right? So I have a website called wendyjuno.com, right? So the story behind this brand is that I wanted to sorry guys. Thank you so much for joining, Abimbola. So the story behind Wendy Juno is, so it's Wendy, right? So this is Wendy Juno, right? WendyJuno.com, right? So this is the story behind Wendy Juno. So I wanted to buy whendidyouKnow.com, and it was very expensive. I couldn't afford it, honestly. I wanted to buy that domain name. Can you guys all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Cyrus.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. So the person someone purchased it before I did. Okay, please always remember, if you come up with an idea, you're not the only one. Some other people have come up with those ideas before, right? as an example, this Whisperboy idea. There's a lot of people who actually came up with the idea of Whisperboy, but I'm the one who took action and purchased it. Right? There can only be one of a domain name. That's how the internet works, isn't it? Yep. So, so I wanted to buy whendidyouKnow.com, but it had already been purchased. I asked for a quote. I said, "Can I have the price, please?" And they quoted a very stupid price. It was very high. I couldn't afford it. I was like, you know what? F it. I'm gonna create something as close to whendidyouKnow.com as possible. So I thought it's a fashion line. Okay, so whendidyouKnow.com is a fashion line. It's about handbags and clothes and stuff like that. So I thought Wendy is a girl's name. Juno is also a girl's name. Wendy plus Juno equals when did you know? So when did you know? Right? So I created something creative as close to whendidyouKnow.com. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you found yourself in a position that you felt like what you want to get is not happening right now, just use some sort of strategy and make your way around it. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah? If you're not clear on it, please ask me.
It's clear, Cyrus.
Okay,
I've
excellent.
gotten you from my end.
Okay. If there's something you don't know, please raise your hand, and I can expand on it a little bit more. Anyway, so back to who needs podcasting. If you are selling a product or a service, or if you're trying to get clients, you are a seller. You are selling a service. You are selling a product, right? So that means you need to learn how to use a podcast to your advantage. I know people who try to sell to CEO of companies. Oh, those people are fantastic. If they are strong, those people. Why are they strong? Because who on earth can reach the CEO of a company? There's a lot of people before you can reach the CEO of the company, right? So what do these people do? Let's say Sharon Byrne wants to sell to me, as an example, right? So Sharon goes ahead and says, I want to talk to like, if you want to do something, you might as well do it the best way, right? Instead of going through different layers of people before getting to a CEO, there's lots of gatekeepers, aren't there, right? So what Sharon does is Sharon interviews the CEO of Whisperboy or CEO of whendidyouKnow.com. What does Cyrus get out of this? Well, Sharon gives Cyrus exposure. I become more famous because Sharon knows how to podcast. And Sharon also is an author. So she's a full package. So what do I get out of this? Well, I just spoke to one of those individuals who's called a full package, right? So her maturity and her completeness is going to serve me in many ways. And how many times does Sharon record this? Just once. That's it. Once is enough. Uploading it once is also enough, right? So once is enough. Remember, in podcasting, once is enough. You don't have to redo it on and on and on and on and on. It's not like an audio room, right? People who do audio rooms, they are doing it for following. Right? That's a different matter. They're doing it for getting clients, perhaps. That is for short term. An audio room is always for short term. If you record that audio room and you upload it, that is for long term. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, it makes sense, Cyrus.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Sure.
Excellent. Now, so this answers the question, who needs podcasting? The answer is everyone needs podcasting. Well, who uses podcasting? Only the clever ones. because if I can do something once and benefit from it infinite times, let's say, I don't know, 2,000, 2 million, 5 million times, because people are going to carry on listening to it, right? If you have pen and paper in front of you, or if you can do this calculation mentally, please be my guest. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you something. Some people say I recorded something and only 21 people listen to it, right? And the next time they record something, that 21 goes to 150. Crazy, isn't it? First, people don't know you yet, okay? There's a difference between you wanting to become famous and you being famous, right? When do you become famous? When people want you to be, or when you just wear them out and then they're like, okay, you are famous, right? So some people are lucky. They don't feel that initial resistance. People getting to know you, trusting you, etc., etc. Sometimes people get lucky, and that initial resistance is not there on their way, on their path. They don't feel that initial resistance. Look at yourself, you guys. There are some singers that they have done nothing for you, but one song stole your heart and soul, and then you became a fan of that singer, right? Who's your favorite singer, Sharon?
Oh, I have many. I have a very eclectic.
Who's your top two?
I would have to say one of my top favorites is Garth Brooks.
Okay, this Garth Brooks. Have they ever paid you?
Have I what?
Have they ever paid you?
Have I ever paid him?
No. Have they ever paid you?
Has he ever paid me? No.
Yes. No. Okay. So, did he ever force you?
Well, I mean, not monetarily, Cyrus, but he's paid me in other ways. Like, I resonate with the lyrics of his song.
No. Don't, Sharon. No, Sharon. That's not what I'm asking. Has he ever forced you?
No.
No. Okay. So there was no force involved, right? This is how you steal people's hearts, right? So
Yeah.
he stole your heart, right? By
Yeah.
creating something amazing. He didn't bribe you, right?
No.
He didn't do anything special. He just wrote what he wrote for everybody on the planet. You loved his work and you became one of his fans, right? So the same thing happens for you, Sharon. I mean, it is happening for you, Sharon. That's a more correct way of saying it. It is happening for you, Sharon, because you took part in this anthology. Before you did, do you know how many people are pre-anthology stage? A lot, right? Definitely more numbers than you can even imagine, right? So you created an anthology. Somebody had a conversation with you, right? And you made a momentous decision. And perhaps you had a teeny tiny bit of doubt at the beginning as well, right? But a small amount of doubt.
Yeah, I think we all have a small amount of doubt when we embark on something new.
So a small amount of doubt on one hand, a great deal of commitment.
But I had a small amount of doubt on one hand and a large amount of curiosity on the other.
So something won the competition. So in your case also, I'm gonna extrapolate here, right? So the same thing is gonna happen to you guys. A little bit of doubt, a great deal of professional enthusiasm, right? And a great deal of enthusiasm, should I say, right? So one of them will win eventually. So when they write that book about you in the future, when your grandchildren or the people from the future are talking about you, everything you are doing now is like, oh yeah, and then Sharon did this, and then Sharon did that, and then Sharon talked to this publisher, and then Sharon talked to that publisher, and at some point Sharon stopped writing, and then Sharon realized, oh no, I need to continue, and then Sharon went back to her desk again, and then guys, this is like this is like a live biography. This life that we are living, right? You are going to be a podcaster. And podcasters podcasters are like the modern storytellers of our life, of our time, right? So you are going through a lot as a podcaster. But you need to know that's the nature of the beast. Okay, that's how it works. Do you know how many people are YouTubers? They are in the millions. Do you know how many people are podcasters? They are still in the thousands. Okay, being a podcaster is not easy, but boy, oh boy, it is easy to sell through podcasts, right? It is easy to sell through YouTube. It is easy to sell through media, right? So you don't have to do it every day. You do not have to do it every day, right? So authors, especially, if you are an author, if you've wrote something, if you've written something, or if you're going to write something, or if you're in the process of writing something, you need to remember, do it once and reap the benefits infinite times. Okay, that's why I believe authors are one of the cleverest people on earth, right? One of the cleverest category of people on earth, because they found out they write what they want to write. Basically, they're not doing anything extraordinary. They're just cleverer than the rest of us, right? Authors are smarter than the rest of us. Now, do we want to be cleverer than the rest of the nation that we live in? Yes, of course we do. How should we do it? We should do something that Sharon did. I want to be a podcaster, right? What should I do? I should do something that Joe Rogan did. I should do something that Esther Wangari did from Kenya. Okay, so you need to remember, there's going to be hard days, there's going to be easy days, but there's going to be days, okay? And those days are numbered. You don't have forever, okay? You don't have forever. You have a limited number of days, and you make it or break it. That's how it works, guys, okay? I'm not going to fool you into, I'm not going to lie to you. The number of days that you are productively creating stuff that will be remembered and remains relevant is very limited. Okay. So, and how do we stay relevant? You just go where your customers are. Now, this brings me to my next question. Where are your customers? Where is your audience? Are they behind you? I just looked behind myself. No, they're not behind me. They're definitely, I'm looking at the screen. They're definitely not behind you. They're not hiding anywhere. Where are they, though? Where are they? Your audience hang out somewhere. They are hanging out somewhere, guys. Your audience is hanging out somewhere. Where are they? That's the question. Your audience are already hanging out on a Facebook page. What is the name of that Facebook page? Well, it is for you to find it out. It depends what you create. It depends what you want to create. So some people write novels. Some people write self-development material. Some people create art. Okay, so it is your job to hang out with them and make friends with them. Who can you sell to? People you are friends with, or people you don't know anything about? Which one is easier? Of course, people you know about, people you already know about, they will buy things much more easier from you, right? I know people who are waiting for the customers to approach them, right? There are people who are waiting for the customers to approach them, and those people they never get the customers. You need to go to your customer. You need to go where your customer is and get to their level, right? And obviously, when you're an author, you know more in that subject. You are smarter and more experienced, right? You need to get to their level and find out what their problems are. You can sell if you know how a problem gets solved. you can sell a service or a product if you find out, if you've practiced enough how to solve a problem. People do not buy your product out of pity. People never purchase your items out of pity. People, you never buy a product out of pity, do you? You buy a product out of need, because you want to satisfy a need. You're a human. And how do you think? Everybody else is thinking the same way, trust me. So you do not buy an iPhone because you feel sorry for the CEO of iPhone. You buy an iPhone because you need it. You buy a Samsung phone, you buy an Oppo phone, you buy a Huawei phone, right? Because you know these things are quality and these things will last a long time. You don't have to buy it every day. You buy it once and use it for 2 to 3 years, and then you have to buy another one, right? You don't buy those products out of pity. You don't go to the pizza shop and pay for a pizza because you feel sorry for the people working in there, right? You pay for the pizza, you pay for the sandwich, you pay for milk, you pay for food because you want to satisfy your needs. So please remember, people will not come to you. As the author or as the podcaster, you need to go to people. And podcasting is the way, is the Trojan horse that you're going to be leaving there. So back to that CEO interview that Sharon was starring in, that story. Now, Sharon talks to the CEO, and CEO benefits from the situation. Sharon, now we just talked about the CEO. We never talked about Sharon in that situation. Let's talk about Sharon. How does Sharon benefit from that situation? Sharon is the podcaster. Sharon is the author, right? 21 people listened to the first episode. Did Sharon get disappointed? We'll find out. Second episode, it goes from 20-something to 150-something, right? How does that happen? You never know. Maybe the second episode is going to have 1,000 listeners. Because can you see this top 10 that I've put on the screen, guys? If you can see it, please nod for me so I can see. You can see it. So can you see Esther Wangari is on position number 3? 2 days ago, she was on position number 8 out of the top 10. What the hell happened there, Esther? People have been upvoting you. How do you feel about her?
I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. And I'm happy for
thank
you.
you.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Thank you.
This event that we are having here, it was your initiative. And you insisted and insisted and insisted. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Why did I talk to Sharon about it? Because I knew Sharon was after such a thing. And I still do, because she's after, I know that people who are in this live, they are ambitious. That's why I associate with them, right? So I like ambitious people because they are never happy with the status quo. Yeah, they are happy with it being alive. They are happy with being a part of the society that they're actually living in. They are happy about the fact that they are still capable of trying, okay, and that they are happy about the things that they have created, and they are talking positively about their work. They are all positive things, but they expect more from themselves. These are ambitious people. There are people who actually know they can do better than this. They know they deserve doing better. If you feel you deserve getting better results, because you are putting the effort in, right? If you feel you deserve better results, there's no limit to your success. And please detach yourself from the outcome. Don't worry about how many people are going to listen to it, because people are going to be listening to it. And when you have 10 episodes, right? If each episode is listened to 10 times, right? It's like 10 times 20 is 200, right? So never get discouraged if people listen to one episode 20 times or 10 times or 5 times. It doesn't matter. What really matters is the aggregate is what really matters at the end, right? Does that make sense, guys? At the end, what really matters is the total number. Let's say Esther has 20 episodes and Sharon has 1. Sharon's episode is listened to. Sharon's episode is listened to 2,000 times. Esther's episodes, 20 of them, 10 times each. Sorry, 100 times each. Right? Who wins, Sharon? Esther has 20 episodes, 100 people have listened to it, or it has been listened to 100 times. That's 20,000, isn't it? No, it's 2,000, isn't it? I'm so sleepy today. So, the point is, if you look at the outcome, eventually, no one cares if you achieved your 2,000 in 1 episode or if you achieved it by 20 episodes. What really matters is how many people listened to it and their problem got solved. This is how people will recommend you to each other. Does that make sense, guys?
Sure.
Right. Now, what's the formula? What is the formula for a successful podcast episode? Now, if you want to write something down, write this down. Guys, this is how it works. You either have to find something, you create something that wasn't there before, or create something in a way that nobody else has done before, right? So, as an example, either create a device or a service that didn't exist before. As an example, you can sit down and just brainstorm with yourself and say, I want to create something that washes people's dishes. Hang on a minute. That has already been invented. It's a dishwasher. Right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it possible for the dishwasher to wash the dishes in 15 seconds. Well, that doesn't exist yet. With a lot of hot water vapor and hot water mist, I can make it possible to wash the dishes in 15 seconds. I'm sure somebody's working on it right now as we speak. So this product exists. Somebody's going to improve it. You know, Dyson, the power kind of tool line of product. They have really quality hair dryers, hair straighteners, etc. When they created their products, do you think that product didn't exist before? No, it did. There were plenty more before Dyson, but Dyson just improved the quality, and he turned into a millionaire. That's how, right? So I want you to think about this possibility, guys. I want you to create short. Listen to what I'm saying, guys. And I want you to memorize it. Please memorize this bit. You don't have to write it down. I want you to sense it, feel it, and memorize it. Create short episodes in which a problem gets solved. A short episode in which a problem gets solved. Please memorize that. Did you memorize that for me? Yes?
Of course.
Excellent. Perfect.
Sure.
Perfect. I love
Yes.
it. Excellent. Guys, please memorize this. Your job is to create short episodes in which problems get solved. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's say, whatever your line of work is, some people's line of work is to create brands. Okay, all right, that's good. Somebody like Abimbola, the Nigerian leader, who's present in this room as well, by the way, guys. She's fourth person from top. Okay. Now, let's say she wants to get a client who has, I don't know, branding problems. Abimbola's ideal customers are the ones who have tried and tried and tried, or maybe tried the wrong things and never got the results they wanted. Please note for me, Abimbola, if it's correct. Right? Okay. Can you hear me, Abimbola?
Cyrus, Abimbola can barely hear you. I don't know if it's from your end or her end.
Oh, okay. I am very sorry. So, Abimbola, can you hear me now? Okay, that's good. It's a little bit difficult to shout and make people in Nigeria hear you. The distance, guys, from the United Kingdom. Okay, with that beautiful smile, I know that you can hear me now. Okay, so now, Abimbola wants to create a really effective episode. So this is the formula for a successful podcast episode. Problem, solution, product. Let me give you an example. I had a client who kept telling me, "Oh, Cyrus, I've created the best logo," and this poor guy thought that brand is just a logo. He said to me, "I paid $70 for my logo. To be honest, his logo was pretty. His logo was beautiful, but he wasn't doing it right, because branding is not just your logo, right? Branding is not just a logo. If I look at Sharon is not just this lady who's on the screen who's wearing a pair of glasses or wearing a top which is yellow, or a flag. Well, obviously she's the New York leader. So the Whisper Boys are New York leader. She's beyond these superficial things that I can see on the screen. Okay, so she's a multi-dimensional individual. Okay, she's more than just a body, and she's more than just a studio that she's sat in or a room that she's sat in. You have to look beyond that. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, Cyrus, it does.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, Abimbola's challenge is to get that client to see that you have to go beyond the superficial things. And Abimbola needs to convince that client that, Mr. Client, the problem will get solved when you understand that branding is just beyond your logo. That's when Abimbola succeeds. Okay, in her work, in her job. So being a brand advisor is not exactly a walk in the park. It's not easy. So now, whatever you do, guys, you have a reason in your head. I want you to focus this moment and think about the reasons why you are doing what you are doing. Okay, Sharon is an author. Don't say it to me, Sharon. Just keep it in your head, right? Keep it in your head and review it for me, please. Evelyn, please, whatever your job, whatever your line of work is, I want you to review your why, WHY. Abimbola, I want you to think. And Sabina, I want you to think why you're doing what you're doing, right? Some of you have personal, well, all of you have personal problems, and that you're trying to solve somehow, right? There's no such thing as a human being without a problem. I don't believe in that. Every human being has a challenge, right? And there are human beings who cause a problem when there is no problem. That's what human beings do. You know, when a child has no problem, no issues, and during lunch, they just throw their bowl full of food onto the floor and then cause a scene. That's what humans do from the beginning. We cause drama, and then we cause problems, and then we try to solve them. That's what brain wants to do. Yeah. So your brain wants to solve a problem. When you don't have a problem, you cause yourself a problem, right? Okay. Back to Sharon. So we talked about the fact that Abimbola needs to get the customer to see something. Now let's go back to Sharon. Sharon is a writer, is an author. Why does she write? She writes to solve a problem, right? She can go through 2 routes, and each of these routes will give Sharon a completely different outcome. Let me tell you which routes Sharon can end up, and Sharon will end up in one of them. Trust me. Now, what I'm going to say here is hypothetical, obviously. Okay, and I'm using Sharon because as an example because I'm the most comfortable with her. So, Sharon A and Sharon B. Okay, so Sharon A is very self-absorbed and that keeps talking about herself in her audio room. Sharon B is really smart, and she knows that she needs to talk about customers' problems, right? When Sharon talks about people's problems, Sharon B, of course, people get gravitated towards Sharon. They want to know about her. They think, oh my God, this one understands us. This one knows what we are going through. I want to buy her product, right? I want to buy her product. And by the way, I've already bought her product. It's a worthy product, and I would recommend it to you guys. Sharon, please please leave a link in the live, and write the name of the book, and please do what it takes for people to find you there. So Sharon A is self-absorbed. Sharon B is customer-oriented. Which one do you think wins? Sharon B, of course, because people are not really interested in finding out about yet another hero. People are already their own heroes anyway, right? In your own life, you are your own hero. You set off you are on a quest. You need to solve a problem and get the result you want, get the job that you want, sell the product that you want to sell, get the love that you've been thinking about. Get the husband that you want, get the wife that you want, have the children that you always thought about, buy the house that you always wanted. People have a million and one problem, right? Not just a million problem, 1,000,001 problems. So, and imagine me, who is going through the problem of wanting to buy a house, and wanting to get the children that I want to produce, and getting the wife that I want to get in life. I go to an audio room where Sharon A is talking about herself. This is me. I am great, and I have a really nice pen, and I write really nice things. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. How is your writing going to help me? I don't get your branding. As a brand, I don't know you. I don't want to know you. You keep talking about yourself. Now, Sharon B comes in. Sharon B is clever. Sharon B tells people, guys, you have a problem. I know a solution for it. Let me show you the solution. And then takes them through that solution, spends time with them, takes them from A to B, and if necessary, from B to A, and from A to B again, and goes through that route time and time, again and again. Does that make sense, guys? Right.
Sure.
Sharon B is winning. Sharon B is winning compared to Sharon A. Why? Because of where the focus is, guys. Energy flows where the focus goes, right? Energy flows where the focus goes. So, where is Sharon A's focus? Well, she's self-absorbed. Her energy. So we are giving Sharon Byrne as 2 versions of Sharon Byrne. Sharon A and Sharon B. Sharon A is focused on herself, self-obsessed, focusing on herself. When you go to her audio room, she talks about herself. When she goes to a seminar or webinar, she talks about herself. Guys, look at me. I am this, I am that. And people who have 1,000,001 problems, they don't care. They don't want to know about Sharon A. They want a Sharon B. Sharon A is a hero. Sharon B is a guide. And trust me, guys, I would, and I did, I would choose Sharon B. Why? Because she's going to solve a problem. She's going to solve my problem. Why should I pay for a product if she's not going to solve my problem? Sharon's the same. Sharon wouldn't be here in this audio room right now if she wasn't convinced that I would solve her problem. Right? So that's how it works, guys. If your product and service helps people reproduce, survive, or thrive, people don't want it. People don't care. Trust me. This is not my words. This is Donald Miller's teachings, guys. I learned it from Donald Miller, and I'm just repeating it here, guys. So if your product doesn't help people survive, thrive, or reproduce, they don't want to know about you. And you are not relevant and you are not important. However, if your product helps people somehow survive financially, physically, right? Physically, like, I don't know, like a seatbelt, right? Do you know anyone who doesn't want seatbelts? I know many people who hate seatbelts, but they still use it, right? There are products that we hate because some of these products are really cumbersome and really annoying, but we still use them, right? So because it helps us survive. If there's an accident, that airbag is going to help me survive. Therefore, some of the price of the car that I'm paying for goes towards that airbag. Does that make sense, guys? But separately, we've never gone ever. We've never gone to a shop thinking, "Oh, guys, excuse me, can I buy an airbag?" No, we never do that. It's already been involved in the product, right? So you already paid for it. Some of the product, which is the car, you already paid for the car. Some of that is already in there right now. Brakes in a vehicle, you don't buy them separately. You're already paying for it, already included in there, right? Seat belts, you already paid for it. If the product is solving a problem, it will become famous. It will be recommended. A happy customer. This is before internet. This is a very old rule, but I'm going to tell you that rule anyway. A happy customer talks to 3 people.
Cyrus, can you hear me?
Yes.
Some people in the room cannot hear you. Probably, maybe you can raise your voice a little bit.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Guys, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please nod for me. Thank you. Yes. And if there's somebody in the room who can't hear me, I do apologize. I'm gonna send you off the stage, and let's see what happens then. Add to the stage. I hope Janice Jolsit can hear me now. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If I'm not, please tell me off and tell me how it's pronounced. I do apologize if I didn't say it correctly. Yes.
For some reason, the links won't post on in the comments. So I just wanted to let people know that the book
I can see it. I can see it.
I don't know. It's telling me that the links wouldn't post.
No, don't worry. I can see it, and it was successfully posted. There you go.
Thanks, Cyrus.
It's all right, love. Okay, now, Sabina's back. Esther is here. Abimbola is here. Evelyn is here. Sharon Byrne is here. And I'm the lucky one. I'm Cyrus. And it's a pleasure to be here with you guys. Now,
Cyrus, can I add something really quick? Would that be okay?
yes, sure.
No. Go ahead, Cyrus.
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I just wanted to add something to what you said earlier about, you know, podcasting, you know, being a way to, you know, get people to know your product and everything. And, you know, something you referenced something before about, you know, something first something as an idea, right? And then it becomes something. So I just wanted to piggyback off what you were saying when it comes to that, because the truth is that everything is created twice. Once as a thought in our minds, and then once in physical form in some way, shape, or form. So when you were talking before, I'll use the example of me writing a book or writing a chapter in an anthology. First, that idea was thoughts in my head, and then it became my chapter. So the same is true when we podcast. When you were talking about making a short podcast about a certain situation, a certain problem, and then talking about giving the solution to that problem, it reminded me of how everything is created twice, once as a thought and then once as a physical being. So I just wanted to add that. I thought maybe the listeners would be able to resonate with that.
Thank you so much, Sharon. I was it a few days ago when we discussed this together? Me and you think the same. Me and you and Esther and Abimbola, we think the same. Perhaps that's the reason why we are in this series together, and that's the reason why Abimbola is my Nigerian leader. You are my New York state leader, and Esther is my Kenyan leader. That's perhaps why, because the way we're thinking is very, very close to each other, and we all have the same dream. We want to manifest what we have in our head. That's it, right? And what we have in our head is very close to each other, and we just want to make life a little bit better for everybody else, right? This is why I'm spending my time with you guys, because at some point we're going to be starting the teaching the software utilization and quality increase and using the plugins, etc. There's a lot that I have in mind for you guys. So we're gonna talk about those anyway. We're gonna, if you're an ordinary person, out of these classes, you're gonna learn how to be a podcaster or an author. Okay, and I know people who can help you publish as well. So welcome aboard, guys. Whoever's joining me, thank you. I love you and respect you, and I have a lot planned for you guys. I have high expectations from you as well, right? I know the things I'm explaining about is the things that you can easily understand, and if there's something that is not that clear to you guys, please tell me, and I'll expand on it, basically. So we will make sure everybody understands what we're talking about, and we will make sure nobody's left behind. That's my promise to you guys. Now, I want to give you guys a task. Okay, I want you to create an episode. This is going to be beautiful, guys. So, in my previous webinars on TikTok, I used to be on TikTok, now on LinkedIn. So I have a task. For you guys. Okay, this episode is going to be under 10 minutes, between 7 and 9 minutes, right? So I want you to create an episode on a subject that you love, absolutely love. You want to talk about it. Maybe you've always wanted to create that episode, but you never did, right? I want you to create that episode, please. 7 to 9 minutes. And once you've finished it, I want you to listen to it a few times, right? And how are you going to record it? It's up to you how you want to record it. You can record it on your phone. You can record it in your studio. You can record it on whatever app that you want. Remember, guys, there's too many options these days. And that is one of the reasons why people don't record podcasts. I know it sounds crazy, but that is one of the reasons why people don't create podcasts, because they have too many options. They become too self-conscious about things. And they're like, oh, what if I don't sound right? What if I don't sound good? What if I don't sound the way I'm supposed to sound? Guys, you will be judged anyway. You might as well do it. So people are going to judge your voice. People are going to judge your material. Do you think that? Right? Wrong. People don't have time for that. If you are lucky, people will listen to your episode. That's how competitive the market is. Okay? If you are honest, if you are a problem solver, you will be famous in this industry. That's the way I see it, right? So, and that's the way I've experienced it. If you're honest, and if you solve someone's problem somehow, right? Now, how do you create your episode though? Let me teach you a trick. Guys, can you see my screen?
Sure. Yeah, we can see.
You can see the screen? Can you see the screen now?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Google.
To script or not to script? That
Can you hear it, guys?
Yes,
Sure.
we can hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Let's go.
is the question. In today's video, we are going to find out. When you get started podcasting, there are tons of opinions about whether you should use a word-for-word script for podcast episodes or whether you should just flow with an outline. In today's video, we are going to talk to you about the pros and cons of both so that you can determine what works best for you. So let's talk about scripting your podcast word for word. The pros, then the cons. So the first pro is that in general, it keeps your podcast episode much more focused. You know exactly what you plan to say and you're sticking to that. So you're not meandering, thinking about what you're trying to say, trying to find and figure out in real time what it is you want to get across to your audience. You've already thought about that. You've already written it down. And you just got to say it. And this way, you also get to avoid filler words. You're not fumbling through, and awkward pauses. And in that, you get to cut down on your editing time. So those are 3 pros that come with scripting your podcast word for word. You're focused, no filler words equals less editing time. We love it. All right, let's talk about the cons that come with using a word-for-word script. The biggest con is that you're kind of limited in your flexibility. Because you've scripted this out, if there ever comes a thought that you haven't already put in the script, you can't really go there. It'll mess up the entire flow of the episode. The other thing is this takes a lot of time. You're writing out essentially everything you will say for a 30 to 45 minute time frame, which is about how long most podcast episodes run. It's a lot of work on the front end, and you have to stick to that work in the middle of the episode as well. The last thing that you need to be mindful of is not coming across as robotic or inauthentic. Because most of your energy is going to be put in remembering or reading your script, you can kind of have an out-of-body experience where you just sound like you're reading or memorizing or reciting what you've written. So you'll need to make sure that you write out your script the way that you talk so that that authenticity is still there. So the type of podcasts that work really well with word-for-word scripts are narrative or storytelling podcasts. So if you have one of those, this might just be the right option for you. So let's talk outlines. These are my personal favorite. Use them all the time. Off the bat, the first pro of using an outline is that it takes less time. It takes so much less time to write a bare bones outline than it would to write a word for word script. We're saving you money. That's free. The second pro is that you get to infuse your own personality and your own voice. You're much less likely to sound robotic when you're just talking from your outline than you would if you were using a word for word script. Our last pro is that with an outline, you're given a direction as well as a destination, but you have the freedom to decide about how you're going to get there. So if you have an aha moment, a revelatory thought, if you have a question that comes up, you can ask that without feeling like you're bound to sticking exactly to your word for word script. And I say that's pretty worth it. Now, while I say all hail the outline, there are a few cons. The first con is that because you have so much freedom, there may be moments where you go down a rabbit trail or you fumble with your words, and that is going to equate to a little bit more time editing those things out. So you might find yourself spending a little bit more time cutting out and trimming the fat on your episodes than you would if you were to use a word for word script. The other thing to be mindful of is if you're not a person that does really well on the spot, just coming up with their thoughts and thinking on their feet, this might be a little bit more difficult for you and may not help you operate in your strengths while you're podcasting. So that's just something to keep in mind. But podcasts that do really well with an outline style are educational podcasts and interview style podcasts. So whether you decide to go with a word for word script or a general podcast outline, one thing that is important to have in place is a podcast episode structure.
It's important, bruh.
It helps to keep your listeners engaged and simplify your prep time. Let me give you an example of a podcast structure that can really help you. First things first, you want to start off with a hook. Your hook should be something interesting, amazing, something that grabs the listener in and makes them go, I have to keep listening. From there, you can have an intro. Your intro can have music, not have music, but it should introduce the podcast and its host or hosts. Then you want to add in a reason for them to keep listening. This is where you tell them what the podcast episode is about, what they're going to learn, what they'll gain, what they'll walk away knowing once they listen to this episode. From there, this is the meat of the episode. This is the main body. So if it's an interview, you're introducing your guest and getting it going. If it's a story, you start to tell your story. And then if it's just information that you're conveying, you hop right into that. From there, key takeaways. This is where you would remind them of the information that you want them to hold in their minds. What should they remember from the interview, the story, or the information that you delivered? After that, you hit your outro. Your outro is where you give them a call to action. You can have music with this. You don't have to, but hopefully you're telling them subscribe, follow, connect with us on socials so that you give them something to do after the episode to stay connected. So now that you've decided on an episode structure, you've determined whether you're going to sing your guests and getting
Okay. Now, there is something that I'm going to bring to your attention now, right? Okay, can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Sure.
We were able to hear you, but now I can't hear you, Cyrus.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Now, guys,
Yes.
remember this 7-minute episode that I want you to write and create, okay, for the next meeting. You will have around 7 days for that. Don't worry. So I want you to create a 7. So we're going to bring this episode to an end soon, right? And Moses, thank you so much for joining us. Janice and Sabina, thank you so much for joining. Esther, Abimbola, Evelyn, Sharon, and many other people who actually joined and left. Thank you so much. So I want you to create this episode that is not longer than 7 to 8 minutes, okay? In that episode, what do I want you to talk about? I want you to talk about a problem that you're going to solve. So you have 7 minutes to solve a problem. And trust me, if people find out about you unable to solve a problem in 7 minutes, they don't want to know about you. Trust me. And why should they want to talk about you if you can't solve their problem? Remember, you need to stay relevant. You're a podcaster. Podcasters are clever. They know how to stay relevant. Now, in your line of work, you need to find a subject. How do you find it? You go to Google and find a very, very important question. So let's find one of these. Can you see the screen, guys? Can you see Google?
Yes.
Okay, so you just first write down, why can I not? Right? Because people ask questions, don't they? Why can I not? Okay, let's see. Sleep is one of the most important ones, right?
Sure.
Stop coughing. Maybe not this one. Why can I not stop crying? Why can I not taste anything? Why can I not cry? Why can I not create an Apple ID? These are the first things that comes to Google's mind, right? So people have been asking these questions, right? Where can I find? These are the things that people have been asking for, right? So if you use a WH question, guys, this is a way that I'm showing you to get into your customer's head, right? How can I start a podcast is one of the first ones. What does that tell you? Everyone wants to jump on board in this massive wave that is coming our way. Hurry up, please. The sooner I can get you to the level where you can create episodes daily, the better off you will be. I want to get you from A to B. A being where you are now, B being where you can create episodes daily. I want to get you there, daily or weekly. Depends how much research you want to do. How can I lose weight fast? These are the things that are on people's heads, in people's minds, right? How can I contact Ryanair by phone? So that means recently, a lot of people have asked this question. That's why it's turned into a top search result. How can I stop snoring? So this is one of the questions, right? Now, if your line of work is snoring, yeah, please talk about snoring. But if it's nothing to do with you, please do not talk about snoring. You need to stay loyal to your line of podcasting, right? People need to come to your page, whatever you are on. It could be TikTok, could be YouTube, could be anything. People need to come there and find problems solved. You need to solve that problem in 7 minutes. People don't have 2 million years to solve a problem, right? People don't have 45 minutes or an hour, right? I was talking to Esther the other day, and I said, Esther, if I could solve your problem in 2 minutes or 45 minutes, which one would you like? And she said, well, obviously 2 minutes. And by the way, if I can solve your problem in 2 minutes and I spend 45 minutes and keep you busy, I'm definitely a psychopath. There's something wrong with me, right? So if I can solve your problem in 2 minutes, I should solve your problem in 2 minutes. That's it, right? So why is it some people find the answer, create the solution in 7 minutes? Some people talk on and on and on for 45 minutes to an hour, right? That is boring, guys. Don't do it, please. Okay, 7 minutes. So this is the system we're gonna put in place from the get-go, right? We're gonna be creating a lot of episodes. In each one of them, we're gonna solve a goddamn problem. So let's say Sharon wants to solve a problem, and the problem she's gonna solve in 7 minutes, by the way, not 7 hours. The problem she's going to solve in 7 minutes is why is it that I have not finished my book yet? What are the problems that... Oh yeah, Sharon, you're laughing because it's funny because it's true, isn't it? So because
Nope,
that is
I
relevant.
finished my chapter. Where's yours, Cyrus?
Oh, there you go. There you go. We talked about it the other day, didn't we? So why is it that I have not finished my book? If there's one person who can answer that question, that is Sharon Byrne, guys, the New York leader. So if you want to write a book, or if you want to write finish an unfinished book, she is the person for you. Okay, so this is what this is a live podcast, guys, and I just dropped a hint, and I just told you guys that the problem is some of you haven't finished your book. Solution is you need to find the answer by talking to the right person, and here's the product: Sharon Byrne. Can you see that, guys? In your podcast, you should apply this rule: problem, solution, product. Then the sales happens. Clever podcasters apply this, guys. Clever podcasters. That's what I want in my organization. I don't want podcasters. I want strategic podcasters. Very, very strategic and on point podcasters. Life is too short for just any type of podcaster. Life is too short. I want strategic and smart podcasters. What is the definition of a smart podcaster? Smart podcaster is one that never stops learning and keeps an open mind for new strategies and new methods, because you make millions, I make billions, right? So it's in my best interest to develop you the best way I can, because we will be working together, and you're going to end up on, let me show you. Okay, let's go to Google. Just type Whisper Boy. Whisper Boy. There you go. Okay. So I just typed Whisper Boy, right? So by the way, if you do your SEO or search engine optimization correctly, you will be on top. Whenever people search me now, because I've worked for 5 years on this project, right? So it is normal, it is natural for people go to Google and search me and find me on top, right? So you click on it, and then you're going to end up going to Whisperboy's website, whisperboy.com. So on here, we're gonna see the top 10. Esther Wangari, the same Esther who's on the live now, she was on position number 8 the other day. People upvoted her on and on and on, and she's on position number 3 now. Now she just got upvoted. You can vote for her daily, right? I want to see you going higher and higher, Esther. Okay, there you go. So, guys, if you kindly, everybody, can you please go to whisperboy.com and upvote Esther Wangari, because we're going to be doing this a lot, guys. We're going to be doing this a lot. Okay. Okay. Now, right. So once you finish your episodes, we will choose the best ones and put them on top, on this top 10, right? And 4,000 or 5,000 people normally come to this website, right? It's just I've created that for people's top 10, right? People come here and post their episodes, and they'll learn. By the way, we're going to have reading sessions together as well. Okay, I will show you the right material that helps you become podcasters. And when you're working with me, instead of spending 5 years and becoming a pro, you will become a pro in 6 months or under, depending how teachable you are, right? Clever podcasters are teachable, right? They know I am here to serve them, and and me and Esther and Sharon are here to serve you anyway, and Abimbola. We are here to serve you. Abimbola is the Nigerian leader for Whisper Boy. Sharon is the New York leader from the United States, leader for Whisper Boy. Esther is the Kenyan leader. I can't see Esther on the screen. Esther is the Kenyan leader for Whisper Boy, and I am serving you from UK. Okay, so now create your episode of 7 to 8 minutes, and let's have a listen to the episodes that we created for Sharon. Okay, so let's go to that episode and have a look. Can you hear it, guys?
Sure, we can hear you, Cyrus.
Can you hear the episode?
No.
Can you hear this?
No, we hear you, Cyrus, but we can't
Oh,
hear the
you hear me.
episode.
Okay, all right. So here's the
But maybe we should leave it for next time.
guys, if you're in a rush and you want to leave, I totally understand that. So I'm going to post it in here, and you can go and please vote for Esther and upvote her for me, and let's see what the power of what people's power can do, guys. People's power, when you put everybody's power into something, it's gonna move mountains. I'm telling you, I've seen it before on TikTok, and we're gonna see it on this platform as well. She's on position number 3. Let's see if we can push her to position number 2 or better. There's enough people in this room. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't know what happened to Moses. Sabina, Esther, Janice, Abimbola, Evelyn, and Sharon. So once you created your episode of 7 minutes or 8 minutes and applied the rule that I just told you about, let me know that you finished your episode, and then we will talk about it. So 7 to 8 minutes, problem, solution, product. Right, instead of product, you can say service, because somebody like Sharon, she doesn't have. She actually has a product, which is the book. But more than a product, she's a service, because she shows you how to go from 0 to hero, right? In terms of writing whatever you want to write, she will show you. Now, and Abimbola, whatever you want to do in terms of branding, she's the woman for you. She's the woman you need to speak with. And Sharon, she's the woman who teaches you. She's the person who teaches you how to write, how to go from A to B and write. Esther, she shows you how to be effective on LinkedIn and on any platform really, and create effective posts. It could be any media. It could be video, it could be audio, it could be anything really. It could be any post.
Cyrus,
So, yes,
can I just add really quick that besides being an author who can help people write their story, I also I do coach people on how to beat burnout so they can thrive, especially for families. So I just wanted to mention that as well.
Please expand on that bit again, on the families bit.
Well, I work with families so that, because a lot of families are they're on a hamster wheel of just going to work, or parents are just going to work, kids are going to school, or they're going to their extracurricular activities, and by the time everybody leaves early and they get home like around dinner time, sometimes after dinner time, so they have dinner, they do homework, and they go to bed and they do it all again. So it's about learning how to manage your time and slow down a little bit, not every day, because I'm aware that can't be done every day, but to be very intentional with how you're spending your time and being able to connect with each other, because we're losing the connection. So that's a short synopsis of, that's my expanding on it a little bit, but yeah. So thanks, Cyrus. I just wanted people to know that side of me as well.
Yeah, sure, of course. So a coach, an author, and a future successful podcaster. That's what I want to see, guys. And the more you guys succeed, the more I succeed. Okay, so my success is in your, and is in the palm of your hands. Does that make sense, guys?
Sure.
The more you
Sure.
succeed, the more you succeed,
Absolutely.
the better off I'm going to be. My goal is to create podcasters. I create podcasts. Yes, obviously, I create podcasts.
What you're saying, Cyrus,
Mhm.
is we're better together.
Absolutely, we are all better together. So the more you the more effective you are, the more effective Whisperboy is going to be. And by the way, from every country, we are picking one leader. So if you are from other than Nigeria, which already has a leader, other than Kenya, which already has a leader, and other than the state of New York that has a leader, if you are from any other country or any other state in the United States, please contact us and let us know if you're interested to become a leader for Whisperboy. So, guys, it was an amazing session, and I certainly enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And judged by the smiles that I can see on the screen, but most of you are smiling. I feel proud of this episode, because not because of me, because of whom I served. Okay, so we serve this room because we want to. Why do we want to, though? Because it's the right thing to do, right? When I started in 2019, I was looking for somebody like me. That person never arrived, guys, and I became that person. I had to because I was alone, and did
Brilliant.
I feel lonely? Yeah, I did. I did feel lonely at times. Very, very lonely. It was 3 months after the pandemic and lockdown happened, and it wasn't nice. So, but on my birthday, everyone does New Year's resolutions. I do birthday resolutions, right? So, on my 2030 birthday, I want one leader from every country. One leader from every country. Then we're going to be working on creating wealth, and beating poverty a little bit. Okay, we're not going to be able to resolve poverty forever, but we're going to make a big dent in it, right? We're going to beat it up. We're not going to beat it, but we're going to beat it up. Okay, so and how can I do that? By the power of education, right? So by educating my podcasters, we're going to go further together, right? We're going to be better together, just like Sharon just said a few moments ago. And before I go, I just want you to know something, guys. To know two things, really. One, I love you all, and two, I respect you. Okay, so please go ahead and do amazing things. Go and create your episode, please. Right? Once you created it, listen to it a few times. Right? Listen to yourself. Listen to the way you talk, the way you breathe, the way you create pauses in your speech. Right? I want you to remember the first 10 episodes are practice. Maybe one of those episodes will become beautifully done, right? It will be beautifully done, and it's going to end up on this top 10, right? And I'm sure you would appreciate being listened to at least 4,000 to 5,000 times a month, right? So that's what the website is doing. It's not millions, it's thousands, but it's still better than nothing, right? So 5 to 7 minutes. Try to impress me. If you impress me, you're going to be on my top 10. Then you will impress my listeners, our listeners, right? So it should be impressive to make a change, right? Solve a problem. Whatever the problem you might have in mind. I don't know. You are the expert in your area, right? You know what is the biggest problem in your line of work. Find it, solve it.
Cyrus, also, if people are having trouble finding what they think might be the biggest problem within their area, ChatGPT or any AI software could be a huge help in helping narrow it down.
Well, I agree with you, Sharon, but I'm going to add a caveat to that. There's a better solution. What was the problem that you managed to solve to become you
Agreed.
right now?
Agreed.
What was the problem that you solved? Because ChatGPT can offer things, but you can offer ChatGPT can offer things from a database. You can offer things from your heart.
No, absolutely.
beating
And I'm
heart.
not saying that ChatGPT should trump our experience because it's our experience, but I'm just saying ChatGPT, any AI can just give you some, you know, if you're really stuck, start with what problem did you solve for yourself? Because if you solve that problem for yourself, there are other people that need that solution as well. But it can also, just like searching on Google is all I meant, ChatGPT can be a help also.
I agree with you. Let's do it together, and it's going to be done in 1 minute. Sharon, what was your biggest problem when you started?
Oh my gosh.
Make a list. Give me a list.
When I started When I started my business?
Being you, being Sharon Byrne.
What my biggest problem was
As the
probably
author.
my biggest problem when I was choosing to become an author was not being sure that that I had a story worth sharing.
What else?
Knowing how to to break down my story in a way where it wouldn't overwhelm people, you know, not telling too much at one time, I guess.
Is that fair to say?
Huh?
Can you see the screen?
Barely, but because it's very small, but yeah.
Okay. Any other problems? Let's make it 3 problems. Were you worried about people, how they would perceive you or judge you?
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's a proper author problem, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to say that?
Yep.
I was worried people wouldn't welcome my ideas.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so hi ChatGPT. My trainer has asked me to create a 7-minute episode on the above mentioned problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Problems. Please give me bullet points. Stroke talking points for my episode. But guys, here's the secret ingredient. Before you start at all, I want you to write something at the beginning. When you said hi ChatGPT, I'm going to create a space here, and this is the secret ingredient and nobody tells you. So just put down you are an author. You are an author and podcaster.
Yep.
Who has been active in the industry for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you just primed ChatGPT. This is called priming, right? So
Yep.
you tell ChatGPT, you just give ChatGPT a role, right? So, and then my objective is to create an episode which is engaging, and at the end of the episode, I want to create a CTA, call to action,
Mm-hmm.
and my call to action is the book that I want to offer to the readers. Okay, so because we are practicing, it's fine. Just make someone's day and
Mm-hmm.
offer your readers the book that you really, really liked and helped
Mhm.
you. By doing this, you will help solving a problem, right? Now, I'm going to post this and let's see what ChatGPT does. So look at this. Can you see that? Now ChatGPT is serving you better because it knows what to do. You told ChatGPT you are an author, you are a podcaster, right? You've been in the industry for 40 years. So that means ChatGPT will give you a solution that is really, really matured up. Okay, so
Well, also it's important to mention, don't just do what ChatGPT, don't just take it and do everything ChatGPT says, because you're going to want to add and delete you're going to want to add to it and delete certain things to make it your own. This just gives you a jumping off point.
yes, this will just give you a general kind of bullet point, right?
Right.
Now, if this works for you, please apply it. Otherwise, I don't know what other solution you have in mind. Please do that. Whatever you have in mind, please do that. Okay. But this was my suggestion anyway. Now, don't forget, guys, 7 to 8 minutes and problem, solution, product. Okay. And let me know how the new episode will be, and if you have any problems, please contact us. And the way you can contact us is on LinkedIn. We are on LinkedIn, and I'm going to give you my LinkedIn address here.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Cyrus, for putting this together
Thank
and
you,
welcoming
Sharon.
me to your team.
It's a pleasure to have you. Esther, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I think we can have questions if anybody.
Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Anybody who has a question, probably they can speak before we close.
Evelyn, do you have any
thinking-
questions?
Hi, everyone.
Hiya.
Thank you so much. This is my first time being here. I was invited by Esther, and I'm glad. I'm glad to be here. I've learned a lot on what you have talked about, Cyrus, and I'm looking forward to doing the assignment and seeing what will come about. The reason Esther invited me is because for long we've been trying to figure out how we can do a podcast with her, and thank God she found Whisper Boy, and so I'll look at it. Cyrus, you promised that you are sending the your LinkedIn link, so I would love to go and look at it. Thank you. I can see it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate, and I'm looking forward to better things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. Abimbola, and we've got Sabina. Do you have any questions, Sabina?
No, I don't have a question. I just want to thank you. Can you hear me, Cyrus?
Yes, I can hear you, love. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the webinar. It has been an insightful one. And I look forward to doing the assignments and to do it very well. Thank you so much. And thank you to
Thank-
everyone that joined. I want to especially appreciate Janice. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abimbola. You are a gift to our organization, to be honest. And Nigeria is very lucky to have you. And I am glad I couldn't have trusted a better leader than you for Nigeria. Thank you so much for being you. Janice and Brianna, can you hear us? Oh my God, yes. Moses is back. Okay. Moses, do you have any questions?
So far, I've just been following up. I was just on mute, both the camera and the audio. The session has been really great. And also, as a digital marketer, I've been looking forward to sharing my knowledge and maybe expanding on my income. So I know that this is going to be a really roller coaster on what I'm doing as a profession and also as an individual in teaching others. Looking forward to learning more. I've gotten your LinkedIn handle and also interacting with you further. Much appreciation to Esther for sharing this link in our platform. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome, Esther. You're more than welcome, Moses. Whatever you do, Moses, please make sure you won't give up, because being a marketer, being a digital marketer, is not easy. But the good news is the potential of being a millionaire is just very, very close to you. Okay, much closer than you can imagine. Okay, so when you're a digital marketer, you are always at one risk, and that risk is being a millionaire, which is a brilliant risk to be at. So keep going. Whatever you're doing, don't stop. Keep reading. And I have a book for you, Moses. Please read Donald Miller books. Okay, any Donald Miller books that you can find, please read it. It's just brilliant. It will
Great, thank you.
It will be a positive shock in your life. Okay, so Janice, can you hear us?
Sure, I can.
Hi, Janice. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any question. I just want to appreciate you for putting this together, and I would like to let you know that I'm glad I joined. I've learned a lot of things from the beginning, from the time I joined up till now. I've learned so much, and I intend to put it into practice and keep in touch so that you know that I've learned and I'm implementing. Thank you so much.
That's amazing. Which country are you from, Janice?
Nigeria.
Nigeria. You know Abimbola, right?
Sure.
She's one of my leaders.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
thank you so much for joining us, Janice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'm so proud of you guys. Sharon,
Yes, sir.
bless us with one of your insights, please.
Oh, bless you with one of my insights. I would say that if you think you can't, you're right, and if you think you can, you're right.
Now that is a brilliant Henry Ford.
Yep, that's a Henry Ford quote.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Guys, you heard Sharon. In your heart of hearts, right? Do you think you can, or do you think you can't? I'll let you answer that question, right? I think the answer is the answer can't be no. The answer can be yes or I'm not sure. If you're not sure, talk to Sharon, talk to me, talk to Abimbola, talk to Esther. I've got brilliant leaders in this room, right? And they are, obviously they are brilliant. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
If you think you can't, if you think you can't, you're right, because right now you think you can't. But there's something that I believe in I call it partner in believing. So if you don't believe in yourself right now, we've all gone through it. We've all been there. We will all be there again. But find the people like those of us in this room who do believe in you and pull on our belief in you until you can build up the belief in yourself.
That is amazing, Sharon. I can't have enough of you, to be honest, Sharon. We've had the pleasure of being in touch with Sharon for a month or so, if I'm not mistaken, a month, 2 months, and she's already a leader. She's representing a state as big as New York, and she's basically so whoever joins Whisperboy from New York is going to be under her, and nobody else can be, because that position is gone, and that position that Sharon has is gone. And the same thing happens when somebody wants to join from Nigeria. They have to be working with Abimbola. So everything goes through Abimbola and then through to Whisperboy, right? So when we choose a leader, everything else that comes from that country or any other dealings with that country will be within these regional leaders, right? So a massive movement has started. Please spread the word, guys. And at some point, this is going to be a paid service, but right now I'm just developing my leaders. So yeah, so I am developing these leaders right now, and you guys can listen to the trainings as well, or watch the trainings free of charge as well. But soon it will be a paid service, and then the benefits of these will go to my leaders too, and to myself, and to my leaders, and to the organization. We are creating something massive. Okay, it's this thing that we just started. It's going to be big. Okay, everyone says that, I know that, but I don't just say things. My leaders know that. I do things, right? I say them before, but I do things. So I'm glad Esther insisted on creating this event. I was just going somewhere. I was just had my headphones on, just on my scooter. I was just going on and on and on. And then Esther called me. I was listening to my music. Esther called me and said, "Oh, I've done this. I've done that. Oh, by the way, I've got this idea. I've got that idea." I said, "The webinar, and do you want to do it?" And she said, "Yes, I want to do it." And then I said, "Do you want to create the posters for it?" And then she said, "Well, I need a picture of you. I'm going to need a picture of Sharon. I'm going to need a picture of Abimbola." I said, "Pictures aren't a problem." And basically, that's how it happened, because somebody insisted on something, and I'm a clever guy because I listen to my leaders. That's the only reason I'm clever. I have no other reasons to say, guys. When my leaders say something and they want something from me, I think about it and I'm like, oh, this is good for the organization. These are the people I trust, right? If you listen to the people you trust and you genuinely trust what the advice is, you're a clever person because you know what's good for you. I'm a clever person because I know what's good for me. I'm not a clever person because I know a lot of things. I'm not a clever person because I'm special. I know what's good for me, what's good for the organization. And that's what makes me clever, because I keep an open mind. Your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. Right? Your mind can save your life. Excellent. Right. So, guys, I just want to say thank you. That's all. Thank you so much for joining. We will let you know when the next one is going to be. Esther, you should be so proud of yourself. You arranged a beautiful event, and if it wasn't for the backup,
so happy.
Backup from Sharon, this wouldn't happen. And the backup that was brilliant. Thanks, guys. Esther, I'll let you close.
Sure. Thank you so much, Cyrus. That was such a masterclass. It's the first episode, but it is very detailed. I've written quite a lot, and I can't wait to also record the 9-minute episode. Sorry, I couldn't operate with my camera. I realized it interfering with my network. That's why I kept dropping and coming in.
No need to apologize for technical issues.
So thank you so much, everyone who came in. Thank you, Abimbola. Thank you, Moses, Janice, Evelyn, my mom and my mentor. Thank you so much for honoring the invite. Sharon, thank you so much for being here. And also, again, to our trainer today, Cyrus, thank you for carrying this with a lot of grace. So until the next episode, see you guys. I hope we all work on our assignment. Wherever you are stuck, I think we can reach out to each and every one of us on LinkedIn, but I know we are all mutually connected in one way or another, so you can find a friend and work through the episode together. So again, I'm sure it's close to 11 p.m. here in Kenya. 2 hours behind us, that is 8:50 in UK, I guess, and in Nigeria. So thank you so much, guys. I will let you know when the next episode will come up, most likely on Sunday or next week. So that is it from me. See you next time. Unless somebody has something to say, we can leave the studio.
Bye, everybody.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely
Bye.
evening.
Bye.
Bye for
And
now.
thank you so much.
Please join
Yeah,
me
bye.
again. Bye.
Bye.